We on YouTube.
Hey, yes, we are live on YouTube tonight, and we're going to talk about the disrespect of women, how we are being so disrespected from the top higher ups on down to the man, just a regular man. So that first time, I know you were saying something about you saw something about some young ladies being disrespected in a restaurant. And I'm looking
Right.
at it and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with people? So go back and tell us what happened with that instance.
Okay, cool. So I had sent I had posted a video earlier today about it was two younger girls. They were about in their 20s, two different incidents.
Mm-hmm.
One went on a date. They went to a restaurant. It looked like a fast food restaurant, but I found out that it wasn't. It was some restaurant that you go up to the window, like a carry out.
Okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
you could sit down as well. Like, here you have them at like the steakhouse or all you can eat places, things like that. You can get you a order and then go.
Right.
So the first person that was on the video,
Mm-hmm.
she was at a like a nice restaurant,
Okay.
and he asked her out on the date.
Okay.
And when he asked her out on the date, when they got done eating, and the woman came back to the table to ask, to give the receipt. Now, nowadays, they don't just assume that the man is paying anymore. They have to ask.
Right.
So, do you want one or separate checks?
Yeah, they always ask that. Yep.
So they didn't, but he said that they weren't done eating. He did that on purpose. He said they weren't done eating. She said, okay, so at this restaurant they have it where it's you know how they have those like a TV, a little TV screen where you
Yes.
can order your food on the
Yes.
screen, or okay, so on the screen before he answered on the screen it asks one or separate checks. And he said, so are you coming over tonight? And she
Right.
looked at him and was like, no, I'm good. And he pressed separate.
Oh wow.
He
Petty.
pressed separate checks because
Petty.
she said she was not coming over to his house. They had just met. This was their first date. She's supposed to come over on your first date,
Right.
and then booty results to a meal. I've never on a first date somebody asks me. I've never been disrespected like that. That's just
No.
not gonna happen. It
Not
never will. And
right.
if it does, he will get clowned so hard.
Okay.
Like
Exactly.
so hard, he will hate me and he will never in life want to ever have a conversation with me.
No.
I'm so serious. Like one date, really? You
Okay.
thought you thought booty comes at the end of a meal?
Uh, and a cheap meal at that.
Yeah. Exactly. A whole meal. You thought that you was gonna get some. So that was that incident at the fine dining, right?
Okay.
The next one was this was like a carry out place that I was saying to you. It was like they were carrying out. So
Hmm.
when they were carrying out, um, she said, "Let me see the check." They ordered the food already. She was like, "Can I see the check?" She kept asking to do. Can I see the check? He was like, "No, you're good. No, you're good." So she was just sitting there real hungry. She's seeing food go back food go back
Oh,
and forth, people eating, people ordering. So then she got up and she went up to the counter. He beat her to it. He paid for his food, grabbed the food, and when she looked at the screen and was like, he asked me out on a date.
right.
You asked me out on a date. So if you're asking me out on a date, that means that you're treating.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm like the rest of the world. I everybody I know would assume that you asked me to go out to eat with you, so you're
Right.
the one that's treating. Now we'd say, hey, let's go here, let's go there. Then I get it. We can put our money together or pay
Mhm.
separate or whatever.
Right.
I mean, I guess I'm totally I guess out of the loop. I guess with the new people because the younger people because I've always known that if we go out on a date, then whoever's asking is the one who's treating.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
every time, not one time, every time.
Every time. Yeah, I don't
So,
think
I
he
mean,
did.
I don't know. What's the extent of a gentleman to you, being as though, you've been with the same man and you're married? And just tell the single woman how does
Well,
it go?
a gentleman, I mean, is gonna take you out. They're gonna pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I really love about my husband, everywhere we go, he opens the door. He don't want me to touch the door at all. If I touch the
Okay.
door, he get upset. So he opened the doors for me, close it. He and then another thing he does is like I can never walk on the side of the street where the traffic is going. He has to walk
That's
on that,
right.
and then
That's right.
I walk
That's
on the inside everywhere we go. So he'll change up, and I'm like, "Would you stop changing? Your
right.
position." He said, "I'm the protector." So woo woo woo. I'm like, "All right, whatever." But hey, a gentleman is gonna take care of you. You know what I'm saying? If he want to
Right.
take you out, he gonna take you out. You know what I'm saying? Like my sister says, her boyfriend, she used to date a long time ago. He said, "A man's gonna do whatever it takes to be with you, take you
Yeah.
out, do go over the top for you. If he really want to be with you, that's what he's gonna do whatever it takes."
Yeah. And he's gonna chase you. You don't have to chase him.
Nope, nope. He gonna chase you. Yep.
Yeah. He
Yep.
just wants to know that you're there for him.
Mm-hmm.
You're protecting them, that y'all's a team or
Yes.
y'all building to that point.
Building to that
But
point.
you don't gotta chase nobody. If you're doing
Nope.
chasing, they're gonna chase the next person.
Yep.
So
Yep.
mm-mm,
No back.
no. The same thing the way you got them is the same way you gotta keep them.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's the only way. Whatever turned him on in the beginning, don't change that. Don't switch up. Don't start being obsessed or possessive, because as soon as you do, they're running.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
They're
Mm-hmm.
running. And that's anybody, man or woman, right?
Right.
However it goes, whoever you're chasing, in the beginning is fun, but after a while it gets irritating.
Yeah, it
So
does.
just keep up
So
with what you're doing in the beginning. Keep at that pace.
yes. So
Change as the course changes, right?
today we got some heartbreaking news. Roe versus Wade. They came in with their verdict with their 5-4, whatever.
Yeah, was it mostly men? It's always men making decision
Yeah,
about a woman's
men
private parts.
in court, federal
Mhm.
Supreme Court,
Mhm.
and they said abortions are illegal. So this trickles down to each state decide what they're going to do as far as it being illegal or keep it how it is. Keep their guidelines or whatever to get an abortion or not to get one.
Right.
So from what I was hearing, Mississippi has shut down all their abortion sites today.
Uh-huh.
They had an appointment, well, they got turned away.
Okay.
So, and they're saying they have to get rid of all the abortion sites. The doctors, or if they perform any abortions as of today, they can get prison time up to 10 years.
Wow.
Wisconsin had to turn people around. I didn't know
Okay.
Wisconsin was part of that, harsh kind of law because everyone has some type of law or statute in place when 50 years ago when it was changed over, right? So when
Right.
all that when they said it was illegal, whatever
Mhm.
they had stipulations they had 50 years ago, it took
Uh-huh.
place. Though it took place, no abortions past 4 months or 6 months. Some states had that in place, and some
Mhm.
had no abortions at all. No
Mhm.
abortions. You can't have abortions if you got rape or incest. You still can't have an abortion. Some, like Mississippi, was one of those states that had that in place before it was legal to have abortions 50 years ago. So
Mhm.
it's done reverted back to those old laws back 50 years or
Wow.
whatever they maybe 20 years. Some people might have changed some of the laws, but I know Minnesota is making they're taking in a lot of people from surrounding states here that
To allow them to have an abortion?
allow them to have abortions here in
Wow.
Minnesota and Illinois. So we the two states that surrounded Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, places like that. Indiana,
Okay.
yeah,
Hmm.
a lot of
I
places.
don't know. I don't know if that's I mean, I'm not getting no abortion or anything like that. I don't know if that's you know, a way to be celebrated or not. But what I do know is that I don't want a man making a decision on what I choose to do with my body.
Right.
And so that has a lot to do with it. That has a lot to do with the decision that was made today. So I just think that it's sad that men are still always concerned about females' body parts. Like
Mhm.
that don't make any sense at all. Like why are you so concerned and worried about what we're doing with what we have?
Right.
We can never make a decision on what a man does ever.
No,
Not
no.
that we even try or want to. I
But
don't know any women or organizations that try to make decisions for men.
but
It's
if you
always
get,
a myth.
they would make it a point that they would shut you down very fast. They
Yeah.
will, and it's just sad. And in some of those states, you can't even get contraception. They can't get.
Wow.
You won't even be able to get the Plan B. Oh, it's just going to trickle down to more worst case scenarios for women.
Right.
And it's oh gosh, I don't know. It's I'm curious to see what's next. What other
Right.
laws they're gonna sit up here and try underhandedly pass? Because
Right. Yeah, they're
well,
sneaking them, huh?
that was an underhand move at first. Remember, it got leaked a couple months ago. It's
Right.
find out how it got leaked. They was gonna do this underhand mess right before our eyes, before we even before it got leaked. It's just gonna
Right.
pop up and say, "Oh, we're gonna make it illegal."
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I I don't know. I would hope that it would change in the next session, right?
Right.
I think Congress is about to go out or go on a break or something for the summer, and then
Hmm.
we'll see what laws are coming up next.
Yeah. I mean, it's really bad because black, brown, indigenous women, women in poverty, can't afford to leave out the states if they were to wanted to get an abortion. That's extra money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They don't even have all the resources if they did. So that's when you go into people aborting their babies themselves, having
Right.
babies and dropping them off, having babies and throwing them away, having babies and killing them. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
this is
A
a
lot of that's about to happen.
yeah. Hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because I remember my grandma used to tell me a long time ago when she was growing up, a lot of women used to just take the illegal abortion lady. They'll go into somebody's basement of a woman's house back in the 40s and 30s and 50s,
Mhm.
and she'll take the hanger and pull it out.
Right. Yeah.
Many women died
Yep.
in, in
And bled from bleeding to death. Yeah.
stuff. Oh my God. Mm.
Mhm.
So
Well, in lighter news, what did you find out about Joe Biden? Joe Biden and the student loans.
I'm not sure. You know what? I think he's trying to forgive some of that stuff, but he has
Well, there was a group of people that I don't know the universities,
Mhm.
but there was I think 6 universities that illegally were making people get um loans to go to their colleges, right? And it was overturned. So
Mm,
they got all their money back. They got credit repair,
okay.
and they're getting new ways and loans to make them progress better in life. So that was like, I want to say it's 6 million or something,
Oh
60
wow.
million. Yeah, it was
That's
in the millions that they were returning that money, right?
mhm.
Also, there is going to be it's just at 10,000 right now that they're supposed to be forgiving us
Yeah.
10,000, right? But there's a lot of Congress that's asking for at least 50.
Oh, okay.
50,000 be relieved on our student loan, right? But right
Mhm,
now it's just currently 10. So if
mhm.
you more than likely qualify for the 10 to be taken off of your credit, but they're asking for 50.
Okay. That
Yeah,
sounds good. I know
that
that's
sounds great to me. Shoot, that
yeah.
sounds real good to me. I'll be almost done then. I can pay that little extra that's
Okay.
left, you
Okay.
know?
Exactly. Exactly. So thank you guys for tuning in. This is a Friday edition, and hit the like, subscribe button, and put your notifications on so you can see us next time.
Yeah.
Good day.
See you Wednesday.
So